Hello everybody, welcome to day 2 at the National Convention PPPC. It is Thursday, September the 15th, and I am here with a rock star. I am here with a buddy of mine, with somebody who is really an inspiration to me. This is Chris Turner, the VP of Sales for Canada for Stormtech. Stormtech, of course, all of you know, they need no introduction, an innovative company, a company that deals in outerwear. They do it sustainably. They're unbelievable at what they do. Their marketing just tops the charts every time I see what they're doing. Chris, how the heck are you doing, man?
I'm doing awesome, Alex.
It is awesome to see you, and so great to spend some time with you.
Yep.
Now, I've known Chris for a little while, and one of the things that always impresses me about you, Chris, is your charisma, your passion, and your authenticity. Talk to me a little bit about bringing your passion and your mission into what you do, because I feel that you do it as good as anybody, if not at the top of our industry in terms of bringing that credibility and that charisma with your passion.
Well, coming from somebody who's probably one of the best in the industry, that's a huge compliment. I appreciate that. Yeah, I just think it's from just years and years of believing in what you do.
Yes.
And I think the biggest thing is being consistent, which in a very inconsistent industry, I think is something that is one of the biggest tricks to the trade, is trying to remain fairly consistent within the infrastructure that we have out there.
Yes, absolutely. And you absolutely are consistent. And Stormtech is such a consistent company with regard to quality, with regard to the way you look and the way you market. And the other thing, Chris and I had a conversation earlier this morning. We were talking about distributor-supplier relationships, and you're consistent with regard to your relationships, aren't you? I mean, your distributors know what to expect from you, don't they?
Yeah, well, and I think our 45-year heritage is something that obviously speaks to the consistency and being around for as long as we have.
Yes.
It can be a bit of a double-edged sword. People think they know who we are, and the company's obviously evolved over those 45 years, so that's a little bit of a challenge that we have is, you know, sometimes people come to us and say, oh yeah, no, I know Stormtech, and it's like, we're not the same company we were 10, 15 years ago, and so there's been a pretty big evolution towards the brand side of things.
Hey, talk to me a little bit about that evolution. What are some of the things that make you most proud or that are most notable in terms of the evolution of Stormtech?
Well, for those that don't know, it's a family-run business, 45 years in the industry. Blake Annable started the company selling soccer balls, water bottles on the sporting goods side, and stumbled across a corporate order for some bags for Molson. Okay. And it just evolved from there, and now we're one of the largest, if not the largest, apparel supplier in North America for premium products.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, so it's super exciting to see that, and I think that's been the other thing too, is it's always been that passion, or sometimes it gets blurred with obsession, that Blake has towards being in that premium side of the product. So we've always been known to have better, best types of products out there, and he's obsessed with making sure that we're continually launching new, innovative, technology and products on our side.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. And you mentioned the word family just a couple of seconds ago. Yeah. You talked about that family dynamic in business, and I've watched you, I've observed you in terms of your leadership with your family of reps across the country. Yeah. And would you say that you bring that element of what's at the core of Stormtech into your relationships with your reps, your relationship with your distributors as well? Does it feel like a family?
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. I think that it's again, consistency with the reps is super important. The fact that it is a family-run business and that Blake has run it and his two sons, so Blake has twins, Sean and Kyle Annable, so they've been in the industry since they were 7 years old, packing boxes and everything else. And so, but I think in the last 10 years, we've really seen an evolution where we're being more consistent. I mean, in our industry, you know better than anybody, this is a ditch-to-ditch industry. And sometimes if something's not working, we don't give it enough time, and it might have just be hitting the crux of, coming through. And with a family-run business, I think the advantage we have is that we can make decisions very quickly. We typically are able to hold the course on something that maybe hasn't come quite to fruition, which you don't usually get that kind of runway sometimes in the industry. Sometimes you're given 30 days to make something happen, and that's not how this industry works.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, but yeah, family is super important to us. Our reps we have reps that have been with the company for 42 years. So they were there at the very, very start. We call them the OGs, or they're the old gangsters.
Of course, yeah.
And guys, Mike Oliver, right, who was with us at the beginning and then actually left the company for about, I think, 10 years, and he's been back now with us for about 4 or 5 years. So his whole saying is, I've come home, right?
Incredible.
So, so it's super exciting to see that.
Incredible. And Chris, from a personal perspective, You're a guy who believes in health and wellness, right?
Yep.
You know, I see that, and you live that, and your social media reflects that. And I love following you, incidentally, on social media because it's so family-centric, and you see this beautiful love between Chris and his wife. And do you bring that personal philosophy into work? Does that?
Yeah, we try to. I mean, I think it's something that if you advocate it, other people, you know, they'll follow, and you can inspire people to do some things. And you also have to be careful how much you push, you know, that type of lifestyle. I mean, I ended up going vegan. I've been vegan for 4 years, and for me, that was a health decision, and just looking to turn things around. And might be a bit of a segue into the company as well, but it opens your eyes to other things like sustainability. Okay. Which my initial, you know, introduction to veganism was not for. I wasn't thinking sustainability. Yeah. And it ends up being a pretty big play, but I think it's something that, you know, definitely try to inspire people to believe in themselves and understand that they can always accomplish something if they put their minds to it.
Well, I think one of the motives that we've discovered over the course of 2 days of interviews here is that really, you know, leaders like you you really reflect back on your entire team this beauty, this heart that you exude, and your company's better for it. You lift people by simply working on yourself, and I see that, right? You know, I see that with you, this goal, this passion to be healthy, to live a consistent lifestyle, to be fair and equitable. And I just see it just go right across your organization. And I think that this is what we're discovering these days, is that type of magic. And that heart does exist in business. And a lot of people find that business and capitalism are negative words, right? And that's changing, and guys like you are really changing that, Chris.
Yeah, and I appreciate that again, and I think our team would appreciate that. I mean, it's in our work plans. Like when we go through our reviews for the quarterly reviews, our year-end reviews, our personal reviews with our reps, and our management team, health is number one. So we're always making sure, it's like, how are you doing with your exercising? How are you doing with your mental health? Are you taking breaks?
Right on.
So we're very, very focused on that, and it's a big key for us as well. But inspiration, I think, is one of the big things. Instagram, for, you know, all the great things that it has, there are some negativities to it as well.
Sure,
but yourself, I mean, it's funny how everybody gets inspired by different people, but it's I think it's important to be able to demonstrate that there's a lot of things that you can do out there that is good. Right?
Yeah.
And for the self and for others as well.
Absolutely. Now, I want to go back to this concept that you talked about a couple of seconds ago, sustainability. How important is that to the company, and what types of things are you doing that are sustainable these days? Because there's been a huge buzz all around this show right now regarding sustainability. And I've observed your company for years be on the forefront of technology from a sustainable perspective, but there must be other things, supply chain and all kinds of things, right?
Yeah, I think one of the challenges on the apparel side is that the industry is known to be one of the biggest culprits, if you will, as far as the eco footprint on the planet. And our goal right now is to reduce that impact on the planet. So I don't know that you'll ever eliminate it. We need clothes, we need to be able to wear clothes. But I think the thing that you can do is, as an organization, we've really focused on reducing that impact, making sure that we're not having a negative effect on the overall planet as it stands. So our goal right now is to introduce more recycled polyester. We've actually partnered as well with BCI cotton. So a lot of people think BCI cotton is a type of cotton, like organic.
Okay.
It's actually just it's a process of educating farmers on how to grow cotton more effectively.
Yes.
So less water, less pesticides, better work environment, better work conditions. They're the number one non-for-profit cotton initiative globally in the world, and so very well known in retail brands across the world as well. Okay. And you're seeing more and more of it coming into corporate. It's been a slower introduction, but I think more companies that are focused on sustainability are starting to focus on that, recycled polyester. But interestingly enough, it's not just like, you know, develop a recycled polyester polo and now you've got a collection. Right. We took a 5-year approach before we launched the line. So we've been building this collection. It's called the Pure Earth Collection now for 5 years. Okay. And it started with our packaging. It started with reducing our catalogs, using FSC paper, all the initiatives that you can introduce, the low-hanging fruit. Amazing. And then building up from there to the biggest impact we can have, which is with our product.
Excellent.
Yeah, so it's super exciting to see.
So when we talk about sustainability, that's what really gets me, is this all-encompassing holistic philosophy, because I think a lot of people want to put it on a catalog or want to announce it on their website. We're eco-friendly, we're sustainable. It's like, because we went digital with our catalogs. It's like, well, guys, like, there's a lot more to it than that, right?
Oh, 100%. And I think that for a lot of people, it's understanding it, and you're being questioned about it a lot more. People are much more aware of what is going on in the world, and they're very hypersensitive to greenwashing.
Yes.
Which every industry out there is known to have. But and so being authentic to your cause, I think, is very important.
Sorry to interrupt. Sorry. Just want to say hi quickly. That's it.
You know what? It's so good to see you, Brad. And this is what happens, the magic of live. This is Brad.
Live right now?
Yeah, man. It's all good. We love it. We love it. This is the beauty, for sure, Brad. This is the beauty of our industry. And Chris was talking about family here. And I'm telling you, our distributors really are family, right? And so they come over, they talk to us, they want to say hi, and that's why I love it. This should happen. This is real, right? And that's the magic. And we're live, dude. It's fabulous. So this is super cool. Now, we were just talking about sustainability and really being real about it, really being authentic about it. One of the other things I want to talk about is technology. Okay. So where are we going technology-wise as an industry these days, interfacing between supplier, distributor, from a technological perspective with regard to your garments? I mean, it seems to me that no matter what area you're talking about with regard to your business, there's a technological influence there. Where do you see us going technologically?
Yeah, apparel's a little slower. You are seeing some huge introductions on lighter fabrications, better technologies. I think the biggest trend we're seeing in our industry, in the corporate industry, is we're now starting to see price points coming down on more technical products. So you're seeing, it's like anything. If you looked at the color televisions, your flat screen TVs, before they were $5,000, now they're $800.
Yes.
For essentially the same thing. So we are seeing better technologies at lower price points.
Okay.
So I think that's a key thing, but it's all about performance. That's the key thing people are looking for. Is previously, if you looked at what we would call sort of office wear, you'd wear a cotton twill shirt and you would wear a pair of stiff jeans. Now it's all about stretch. Look what you're wearing today.
Yes.
My jeans are full, lots of stretch. People want comfort, they want breathability, and why wouldn't you, right? I mean, if you're in the workplace, so there's a lot of athleisure, work leisure would be a huge trend, but it's all about design and then just introducing more higher performance products. And fabrications. So yeah, it's something that Blake has been obsessed with over the years. That's what's always differentiated Stormtech from a lot of the other brands that are out there, is the fact that we have that higher performing product, just as far as overall comfort and performance.
Absolutely. And you guys are North America, right? You're right global. Across, you're global.
Global.
You're everywhere.
56 countries around the world as far as our distribution.
Holy smokes.
Yeah, we have our retail component to our business as well, which it helps drive us.
Yeah, I agree.
We've got some exciting things coming down the pipe as well, some higher end, even higher end, because that's one of the things we're seeing is people are looking for even that one level higher than what we introduce. So our industry typically does not introduce $800 jackets, $1,000 jackets, and we're actually looking to introduce some very high technical products in the next year or so.
Ooh,
which will also be geared heavily towards the sustainability side of things as well. So it's very exciting to see where that's going. So there's definitely a demand for that performance product.
Gotcha.
Premium products.
Well, you heard it here first. That's news to me, man.
Coming soon.
High end, coming soon from Stormtech.
Yeah.
I am just so thrilled. I'm so honored to spend time with people that I respect, people that I trust. And this is a guy here, Chris Turner, who really walks the walk. He's just such an authentic dude, and it's just an honor to spend a little bit of time with you, Chris. Thanks for spending time with me.
Awesome.
And continued success to you and to Stormtech and to all of your team that no doubt play a massive role in the huge success that your company's enduring right now.
And thank you for doing what you do in the industry. We need people championing the industry and just bringing more awareness to people out there, so thank you for doing that.
Rock and roll. Anytime. Awesome. Chris, thanks a lot, and thanks you guys for watching. We appreciate it. Have a great day.
Thanks, everybody.